Let's go! Wednesday, October 13th, Armani and Edwards. Ryan Armani, Braylon Edwards, the bottom line here on Woodward Sports. Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
What's up, big guy?
You, baby.
It's a beautiful day outside, man. I went to the dentist, which is 1.2 miles from my home, and I walked there and walked back. Beautiful day, nice self-reflection. I'm ready for a great show.
Now, do you get the gas when you go to the dentist? Because every time I go to the dentist, I look forward to going to. I look forward to going to the dentist because I make him give me that nitrous oxide. Get
not
gas.
Not for a cleaning, but but for most other things, you definitely want to get some of that gas and put you in a good mood all day.
That's right. Sometimes the teeth are a little bit sensitive. Tom Mazaway, good afternoon to you, my friend.
Hey, fellas, what's happening? Happy Hockey Day to D-Mac and the Red Wing fans coming up here. Great games last night on ESPN. TNT makes their debut tonight.
Oh, look at this guy! Yeah, baby! D-Mac with the appearance.
That was a heck of a cameo right there.
Hey, quickly on this NHL thing on ESPN, how great was it to see the composing of the music last night?
It was beautiful.
And to hear that theme music once again on ESPN. I think the NHL needed to be back on ESPN. It's how you grow the game, and it's what sports fans want. You don't, as a sports fan, and I find this with baseball a lot, and I did this yesterday, I don't want to be searching for the games.
Right. That's just true.
I hate searching for games. I don't know why, but I just feel like
it should be easy accessible.
Yeah.
So you don't want to have to go through FSN, Fox Sports Net, then it's
USA Network,
TBS, US Network, TNT. Like, you just want to go to ESPN, know it's there, or one of your primary, 2, 4, and 7. But look at that Kraken. That video, man, that digital video in the ice last night in the start of the game, that was amazing.
So great.
That was worth the price of admission. That was worth giving them a team out there in Seattle.
All right, gang, we got a good show for you today. Coming up at 2:36, we're going to talk to Dan Lust. He is the sports attorney to the Stars. We'll get into everything from John Gruden to Kyrie Irving. Dan's got some really great stuff out there talking about where are the other emails.
Yeah.
Why have we only seen the emails from John Gruden and now Adam Schefter? So he's caught up in the mix.
Two individuals that have nothing to do with the Washington football team.
Exactly. We'll also talk to Taiwan Jones, former Michigan State Spartan linebacker, really played in the glory days in that 2011 to 2014 period with the Spartans.
Don't forget Jets.
And the Jets. Played with the Jets, Taiwan Jones. So he opened up a new transformation lab, a new workout facility. It's a passion of his, and Taiwan's a great guy. So we'll talk about that with him, and of course getting into college football. But
I love how their glory days had a 3-year window.
Well, I mean, look, that period from 2011 to 2014, they did a lot of
Rose Bowl win. They beat Stanford. They lost one game, and they did a lot
of winning over there.
Hey, don't go hard on him when he comes on now, Bray. Be nice to him.
Hey, he did something I didn't win. I never won a Rose Bowl, so I have nothing to say.
All right.
I have nothing to say to him.
But unfortunately today, much of the news is, again, off of the field, right? I mean, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have removed John Gruden from their Ring of Honor. Here it is. It's the statement from Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have advocated for purposeful change in the areas of race relations, gender equality, diversity, and inclusion for many years. While we acknowledge John Gruden's contributions on the field, his actions go against our core values as an organization. Therefore, he will no longer be a member of the Buccaneers Ring of Honor. That is the official statement from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Braylon.
Yeah, that's a slippery slope. We talked about it through text, you and I. You brought up a very good point. If this is if what John Gruden did goes against your core values as a Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a franchise, an organization, it could be said you're employing right now Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown has had some issues off the field, some issues, and we don't know if they ever in the courtroom if he ever got convicted, but we know what was accused and what was alleged. So it's a slippery slope. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to just fully remove themselves and get ahead of the situation before it comes to that. Nobody was thinking of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Nobody was thinking about, things that they had in place for him and to congratulate his success when he was the head coach there. But they're just trying to get ahead of the curve and distance themselves as far as they can before it comes down to that.
It is funny because I totally didn't even consider the Tampa Bay Buccaneers relationship to this whole John Gruden situation. prior to that statement last night coming out,
Keyshawn,
removing him. Keyshawn, yes.
Yeah.
Keyshawn was very strong in his take, his opinion on John Gruden being a fraud
iffy,
and
though.
all of.
It seems a little iffy. It seems sketchy, and the reason why I say that is you see the thing comes out obviously on Sunday, and then it gains more traction on Monday, and now Keyshawn comes out on Tuesday, and now they remove him from the Ring of Honor on Wednesday. You hear about talking about the GM that wasn't very happy with his time at Gruden back when they won the Super Bowl. He left in the middle of the season in 2003 season, the year after the Super Bowl, and now they're already removing him from the Ring of Honor. Like, I get it, you want to distance yourself, I understand that. But it just seems like they may know a lot more than they're sharing, and they're trying to distance themselves before they get caught in some stuff too.
Why do I feel like nobody is surprised by these comments with John Gruden?
Because they all know.
I feel like nobody's surprised by it. Among the emails was something derogatory towards the owner of the Tampa Bay Bucks years ago, whether that email came from 2011 or what have you. The Glazer name was involved in that email. So, I mean, I can understand with the quickness wanting to pull the Gruden name from that. But this is a snowball effect, as we see now with John Gruden just totally being eliminated from the NFL. Tom Mazaway?
You know what? I think, how old's Gruden, you think? Mid-50s?
57, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say guys in that age group on the NFL or in sports in general, I bet you a lot more of them talk and thought like he did. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that. Now, he's talking to Bruce Allen, who happened to be the general manager in Tampa Bay when they won the Super Bowl. And, of course, then he went over to the Washington team, took over, obviously, the Allen name there, George Allen, and this is his son, Rich. And what I understand is Rich McKay Rich McKay. And Rich McKay and him back and forth. The next year, you heard Keyshawn, Rich McKay steps away. Like only a few games into the season. Now you look back, and the Glazer name is in there, right? You're saying?
Yes.
Where's Rich McKay's emails? Where's his responses to John Gruden? Because
Bruce Allen you're talking about.
I'm so sorry.
Bruce Allen.
Bruce Allen.
Yeah.
I guess I'm all confused right now.
Right.
So
Everyone is. You're not the only
I'm
one.
going to step away from this right now and say John Gruden's out. But you know what? He did have a pretty decent history with all these teams that he's been with.
And that's another thing, too. One, you look at how old he was, and you bring up the fact that it was 18, 19 years ago. He was, floating around 38 years old. That's actually how old I am now. He's a young man making dumb decisions and dumb mistakes, and that's who he was. But also, the reason why everybody's nervous right now is because when he left the game of football, working for ESPN, working for the Gruden quarterback sessions, working for Monday Night Football, he had a lot of access to other GMs, other owners, other players, other presidents. He was all around the NFL. Who knows how many people could be indicted in this email gate, as you want to call it. A lot of people are getting tight right now.
Indicted meaning
not indicted,
through the
but
public sphere. Through the public sphere. There's nothing legal about this.
Yes, I do want to say this. This is I'm pretty confident in. This is like a Godfather hit. Roger Goodell, he's the mafia.
Yeah.
The NFL's the mob. He's Don Corleone. He runs the mob. Gruden and him didn't see eye to eye. He gets wind of what Gruden's saying about him. Guess what? Guess what you're going to leak? Roger Goodell's like, leak those. This guy's gone.
You get whacked is what happens.
He got whacked.
Now, one of the things that you said, and I don't want you to be mistaken for what you said, Tom. You said, I bet more guys in that age group think like that or thought like that. And I want to take those words literally for a minute, because that's not an opinion. That's not saying that's right or wrong.
Correct.
That is just saying, well, obviously it's wrong, right? Yeah. Obviously it's wrong. But the reason I think you're onto something is because you only write that stuff down and say that stuff to people you know are okay with that kind of talk.
And we know at the end of the day, I want to say yesterday, not Colin Cowherd, Shannon and Skip were talking about this on their show on Fox, and they were talking about the Good Old Boys Network. They were talking about how the NFL kind of originated. NFL originated, was all white, black people couldn't play, women were not a part of it, not in the front office. The LGBTQA plus community was not involved in it in any way, shape, fashion, or form. And they wanted to keep it that way. They've been wanting to keep it that way. That's what whenever they've had a chance to speak up, Colin Kaepernick stuff or whatever has come, they've tried to keep it to what it used to be. But there's so many people that are still stuck in the way it used to be, in the mindset of it, and it's starting to come out. He's not the only one. There's a lot of other individuals. That's because of where the NFL started, where it maintained, what they tried to keep out. It's getting a lot better now, but things don't change overnight. And there's a lot of people in those emails that have the same mindset as John Gruden, and that's that old school mindset. Keep everybody out. It's only for the good old boys.
You think about it. Thinking about the guys that he came up with. He came up under Andy Reid and all of those guys. The Mariucci's, all of those guys. That's the group. That's the gang. John Gruden is just one of them. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, potentially, and the one thing, these emails are from the Washington Redskins, the Washington football team investigation at the time. So how many of those people are emailing Bruce Allen or anybody in that facility? It's not like you're finding John Gruden's emails to Steve Mariucci or anybody like that. I mean, it's just, the email chain is here from the Redskins, and it's coming out, octopus legs in all different directions based on that, right? I mean, it's not John Gruden to Braylon Edwards or anybody else like that. It's stemming from who's writing emails to and from Bruce Allen and anybody within the Washington football team organization.
And also, Maz makes a good point. The email came out about what he said about Roger Goodell. You heard what he said. He called Roger Goodell, and once again, we're on radio. He called him the F word as it replaced to homophobia.
A homophobic slur.
Exactly. Homophobic slur, the F word. And Roger Goodell saw that. He said, what I think, it's kind of just spitballing right now, having a little on-the-spot conversation. Roger Goodell saw a lot of other emails, too. A lot of other emails got leaked, but Roger's protecting them. Because this is about the Washington football team. It isn't about those other ones. He's not allowing those other individuals to get caught in collateral damage. But that individual that said, Roger, I am a blank, I got something for you, buddy.
Hey, 1 second. What's Roger Goodell make a year?
$40 million a year.
What did Gruden make a year?
$10 million.
Who's the boss?
Well, Roger Goodell works for the owners.
Correct.
And the owner in this case who's being protected is Dan Snyder, Washington's football team. But the question remains, where are those other emails? Why have we not seen those other emails?
Over 500,000.
We're going to get to those, and I want to put up for you as well, coming up in the next segment, Braylon, what Jeff Fisher had to say, because one of the emails was in regards to him and the Rams at the time being forced to draft Michael Sam, the first openly gay player
available for the NFL draft
at that time. So we'll get to that. We'll play it for you next. If you're listening on 99.1 or 93.5, 94.7 HD2, we welcome you. This is Woodward Sports. Ryan Armani, Braylon Edwards. We'll be right back. Armani and Edwards.
And Maz, Tony Danza is the boss, by the way.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Hey, everybody, it's Maz for our good friends, our studio sponsors, MyBookie.ag. That's where I tell all my friends and peeps to go and put their bets in. You can trust them. The Arizona Cardinals coming out to a hot start. Braylon's favorite team with Kyler Murray. The Chiefs, as many losses they had all last year. And with all the hitters in the dying seconds of a game, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. Get your NFL picks in for week number 6. How about 2 potential Super Bowl contenders when the Cardinals meet the Browns? Did you ever think I'd hear that come out of my mouth? No way. Don't miss out on a winning season. Head to MyBookie. Use use the promo code Woodward, and they will double your first deposit. Woodward, that's the promo code. Double your money. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. And, of course, if you got a problem gambling, call 800-270-7117.
We'll talk to Dan Lust, sports attorney to the Stars, coming up in about 20 minutes from now. But one of the questions remains, guys, is where are these other emails? So that's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it, the email that was revealed from John Gruden saying, calling Michael Sam a derogatory term, a homophobic slur, and saying that the Rams organization was forced to or felt pressure to draft him so that, it didn't look like they were just passing on the SEC Defensive Player of the Year because he was gay.
Now, I don't remember if did he call Michael Sam a slur, or did he just say that the Rams were forced to take a gay player, or is that what he said?
He said the Rams were forced to take, and I don't know if it's I
forget, to tell you the truth.
It's queer.
Okay.
He said the Rams were forced to take a queer.
Got you. Yeah.
And forgive
my
language.
that's
I'm
fine.
trying to tell you what the story was.
The way in which he said it was derogatory.
Right.
Yes.
Here's what Jeff Fisher had to say about it. Jeff Fisher says Michael Sam, who was the head coach at the time, Jeff Fisher of the Rams, Michael Sam was the SEC Co-Defensive Player of the Year in 2013, and we selected him in the 2014 NFL Draft based on his defensive production and pass rushing skill on the field. As head coach for over 20 years, we drafted or didn't draft players based on a variety of qualities. The sexual orientation would never and should never play a part in any decision-making process. I continue to support Michael and his decision to come out as the first draft-eligible openly gay player in the league. It took courage to serve a role model for those competitive football players who may also happen to be gay. Lastly, the NFL never encouraged or discouraged me from regarding the selection of a potential prospect. And that is the quote from Jeff Fisher, who I think has some clout as well as a head coach of over 20 years in the NFL.
Super Bowl tender.
I couldn't imagine that guy be forced to do anything.
No, I agree with 100%. Jeff Fisher had a stellar record in terms of a coach that was respected by his peers, fellow coaches, and management all around the league. He came out, and you can just see when they took him, and him referring to Michael Sam in 2013 out of Missouri, when they took him, the team was all on board. Like, the team was very supportive. The players were very supportive of Michael Sam. You didn't hear anything come out. Jeff Fisher, they were very supportive. He didn't have the best preseason. He didn't make the team, and obviously people will come up with all type of speculations as to why, and he just didn't make the team because he didn't make the team. But Jeff Fisher distanced himself again, and once again you're starting to see people distance themselves. Go ahead, man.
No, bro, go ahead.
Oh yeah,
I was going to say they took him in round 7. Who cares?
Yeah,
right.
Who do you take in round 7? You take a flyer. You take a chance.
Yeah, any round after 5, it's no guarantee that you're going to make the team, and even 5 isn't a guarantee that you're going to make that team. It's one of those situations where you try to add him into it, and Jeff said, no,
right.
not me, not us. That is not how we got down. That is not how I condone myself. And he removed himself from the situation, and I believe Jeff Fisher.
And we haven't physically seen any of these emails.
No.
These are reports of things that were said, because I'm almost like putting a pattern in that Gruden, amongst many patterns, by the way, Gruden has complete and utter disdain for Roger Goodell.
Yes.
And calling Goodell the F word.
And DeMaurice Smith.
And DeMaurice Smith.
And Colin Kaepernick.
And he was a broadcaster at the time.
Right.
He wasn't even on a team.
But what I'm saying is, he had such disdain for Roger Goodell, talking about how he was handling the Colin Kaepernick kneeling situation, how he was handling the concussion situation, how what he believed he felt was being forced. He felt the NFL was forcing the Rams to take a player. Women officials.
Sounds like he wants to be the commissioner.
You're right. I feel like all of these things stemmed from his disdain for Roger Goodell and DeMaurice Smith.
That's a great point. Everything you said right there, that's just continuously pointing at Roger Goodell and things he didn't like. Oh, how he's handling the national anthem. Oh, he's hiring female. Oh, this, that, and third. He really does not like Roger Goodell. He let it be known. And, he was in a position, maybe if he was on a football team, he would have more time to worry about being a head coach. But by him being a Monday Night Football analyst and there not being a full season.
Which further proves why it was Gruden's emails that were being released, right? Somebody in that NFL office.
Not
now,
somebody.
again, please.
The man.
Please, so many times people hear what they want to hear. This is reprehensible stuff that Gruden was putting out there. If, in fact, these emails, and obviously they're true because he stepped down from them. He knew he wrote them.
Yeah.
And
he knew he wrote more of them, too.
Exactly.
Let me hurry up and get out of here while you only get those.
Exactly.
Before you see these other 15 or 20.
But again, what I want to know, and Alex, put up the Tom Pelissero tweet for me. What I want to know is where are the other ones, and that is what so many other people want to know as well. Attorneys for 40 former Washington football team employees released a statement calling it truly outrageous. The only person to be held accountable and lose their job is the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, and calling for the NFL to release full findings of the investigation. And again, just as a reminder, this was an NFL investigation into the workplace culture of the Washington football team. Sexual harassment, sexual assault, just sexual misconduct throughout. A very toxic work environment. So they have 650,000 emails. There are requests.
That's a lot of emails. Who's reading all those emails?
Well, apparently the NFL is.
Sheesh.
The NFL is, but
Interns.
the NFL in no way is going to put those emails and put them in the public sphere. No matter how much people want them to, it's just not going to happen. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what the fallout is, because I think John Gruden only speaks like that to people who think like him.
Yeah.
You don't write that stuff to people who don't think like you. You don't say those words to people who do not think like you.
Yeah.
So what were the responses, Bruce Allen?
Yeah.
How were you responding? Not only that, but now there's word, and again, allegedly, that the CEO of Hooters is on that email chain as well. To
Someone
Bruce
that
Allen.
would name a restaurant Hooters in that chain?
Hooters is a big endorser of John Gruden. That is one thing he hasn't lost yet, because how could Hooters
turn you down?
Turn him away when
the name is Hooters?
Who knows?
They're still around?
Who knows
Barely.
what that CEO is saying in those email chains as well, because the NFL has those.
I bet you that guy's got some videos, too, for John Gruden.
I mean,
oh, man.
It's just an absolute mess. So we'll talk to Dan Lust about that coming up in about 20 minutes from now, guys. This is a story that's not going away, though.
It's not. But, the bigger thing is, and you keep hitting the nail on the head, and I can't wait to talk to Dan Lutz and see what he has to say about it, is we got what John Gruden has said, and obviously we know there'll probably be more by the time it's all said and done, but we pretty much have an idea who John Gruden is and what John Gruden was doing in the emails. But to your point, what are those other emails? Because if he's doing this, it has to be more people talking like this and being like this, and I know people are probably up in arms. Where's the privacy? We don't want to see, we don't want to peek behind the curtain, because you get a peek behind the curtain, there might be a lot of people that come down or go down for this. But just like Gruden, do you want these people in management? Do you want these people in presidency? Do you want these people in ownership when they're doing things like that? You look at Donald Sterling, the comments that he made that were recorded about Magic Johnson, and, all the players of your team are black, but you're making comments like this. You wanted to hear that, and it was good it came out, because it allowed the players.
What an awful person, by the way.
100%.
What an awful person that guy was.
It allowed even it came out in, a recorded tape, and it was privacy and whatever. It allowed the Clippers to get from under that cloud, that negative cloud of Donald Sterling, the things that he was doing or saying behind closed doors. You want this to get exposed. You want everybody to get out so that you can get a fresh start. I hope everybody is exposed, whether it's privacy or not, because you don't need these type of people in spaces where their head coaches, their presidents, their GMs, their owners, and they're acting as if in one realm, hey, they're doing the kids, they're in the communities. We want a family-friendly ball club, a family-friendly organization. But then behind closed doors, they're doing and saying all type of things.
Can we put a pin in this and get to some stuff happening on the field?
Please.
We'll get into the Gruden stuff and the Kyrie Irving vaccination mandate stuff with Dan Lust, sports attorney to the Stars, at about 15 minutes from now, 10 minutes from now, we'll do that. But next, I want to jump into some Detroit Lions talk. Dan Campbell spoke to the media today about a wide variety of things. You'll hear from the head coach of the Detroit Lions next. Again, if you're listening on The Roar, we thank you so much for doing so. You can watch us on YouTube, Twitter, from 2 to 4 live every day. And, of course, listen to us anywhere where podcasts are found. But we are live on The Roar from 6 to 8:30, so we certainly appreciate you dipping in here as well. Ryan Armani, Braylon Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Guys, let's be honest, we like simple stuff, right? Football 5 days a week, and man, we got football last night too, so football 6 days a week. Tuesday, football was back, but we're easy species, right? We're easy people, and in that, we want an easy haircut. That's right. All you got to do, come on into Lady Jane's, walk in, sign in, sit down, and before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Ooh wee! Get to Lady Jane's.
They can make you clean. I don't know about handsome.
That's you
just happen to be a handsome guy.
It just so happens that way. Get to Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, 10 to 8. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
I know, and look, nothing I'm going to tell him is going to make him feel any better. So all I can do is try to prove it, show it, and not me, us, all of us, staff, players. I know. Look, everybody's frustrated. And I don't know all the ins and outs last year. I wasn't here, but I do know this about this team. They're just like they did today. They came in ready to work. They're hungry, and they'll be ready to go out there and put their best foot forward and improve. And that's really all we can ask right now. And in the end, it'll pay dividends, and we just got to stay that course.
So that was Lions head coach Dan Campbell at the podium today. Corey Woods, our Lions beat reporter, with that audio. We certainly appreciate that. And that's really the hard part, I would think, as a player, Braylon. You know better than I do, but when you play hard and you just lose, how hard is that to stay positive and come to work each and every day and try to get better?
They have a lot of young guys on their team, and a lot of these guys have just gotten into the NFL, and a lot of these guys are coming from winning programs. You look at DeAndre Swift; he comes from Georgia. They're strangers to losing. You look at Ohio State and Taylor Decker, strangers to losing, and you can go around the list of players that they have on their team that have played at colleges that have won games. So they're not really used to losing. But with that being said, they're not 0-4 where they're just getting obliterated. They're not 0-4 and they're losing by 40. They're losing by 35. They're just not in games, and they just look like an episode of NFL Follies that used to come on during the week. They don't look like that. Now, they haven't played great football all the way around, but you look at it, I'm telling you, these aren't moral victories, but maybe they are, but they're moral victories that can work for you so you can keep your morale up at being 0-5. 66-yard NFL record-breaking field goal to beat you with Lamar Jackson, former MVP, and another individual that's in the MVP race this year. Then last week, another 17-19 loss against the Minnesota Vikings, a team that we thought was pretty good. They were without Dalvin Cook. But another 54-yard field goal that beat you, that's another win you potentially have. The 49ers, who are a pretty good team coming into the season, you almost come back against them and have a chance to win in the fourth quarter at home in season opener. You look at Green Bay. You went up there to Lambeau. Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers town, Ryan, they were winning at the half. So they have a lot of things to work on, to build on. So there is some things that keep that head up. There are some things where you can keep the morale high. And not to mention you have a coach that is lobbying for you, that is fighting for you, that you can see cares about you. 0-5 is terrible. 0-5 sucks. It's a hard place to be, and I know it sucks for those individuals on that team, whether you're a coach or whether you're a player. But they're fighting, they're clawing, they're scrapping, they're almost there in some of these tight games against good ball clubs. So I think the morale stays high, and I think that's why. It's because it's how they lost at 0-5.
And he's getting a lot of support from around the league too, right? I mean, Dan Campbell, before he came to Detroit, he spent 5 years as a member of Sean Payton's coaching staff at New Orleans, developed a great relationship with Drew Brees. Drew Brees, now, of course, of NBC Sports, still active in the league. Dan Campbell talked about Drew Brees reaching out to him after the game and after that press conference where Campbell was extremely emotional.
No, that was just, look, Drew is, I got a lot of respect for Drew, and I still go back. I probably wouldn't be standing up here if had it not been for Drew Brees as the quarterback where I came from. That's the reality. I mean, the better you are, the better everybody is. The better he is, the better we all are. Shoot, he shot a text to me just talking about how impressive it was. It was like, my God, man, those guys are fighting. Those guys are not giving up. They're fighting. He goes, you guys are close. And he doesn't send me a text every week. I know him well, and we're friends. But I know if he's sending me something, it's because it means something. So that's why, kind of spoke volumes. But so that was that was it.
And you want to win games. At the end of the day, the objective is to win games. You want to go out there and you want to have a W. You want to eat the W like Jameis does, your boy.
Get it, Jameis.
So you want to get that W. But just listen to the people that are coming out on the Lions' behalf and just talking about what they see, talking about the Lions are going to win under Dan Campbell in the future. They see how hard they're fighting. They're fighting to the end of games. I mean, you look at Drew Brees. Does he not have credibility? Joy Taylor and Colin Cowherd, they're talking about it way on the West Coast. Pat McAfee, Colin Cowherd I just mentioned. Tiki Barber came on the show. He talked about it with us. You look at Brady Quinn came on the show and talked about it. Sean Payton, Aaron Rodgers talked about it after the Green Bay game. You look at I can't read my own writing. John Harbaugh talked about it. John Harbaugh talked about what he saw out of Dan Campbell and this Detroit Lions team. He didn't see a lot going into the game, but after the game, he had his respect. So this is coming from the league. This is coming from coaches. This is coming from franchises. This is coming from analysts. This is coming from fans. Everyone can see what they're doing, and I think that support from national support is going to help them get through this. And sooner or later, like Maz keeps saying, I got to be on Maz on this one. Maz keeps saying they're going to get that win, and they're going to get a couple.
No doubt about it, man. And this is going to come this Sunday.
You think so?
Yes, it is. They're going to beat the Bengals at home. They're getting 3. Bengals are a dead meat in this game. The longest they can take care of Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
That's what I got to say.
It's interesting because I feel like for whatever reason they're going to go backwards this week. I don't know why I think that, but
because you're a Lion fan.
Yeah, man.
We've been beaten.
I mean, I just don't think I'm just not sure if one game carries over to the next. You know what I mean?
Well, they have so far. They've been in every game, every single game.
This would be the perfect one for them. You look at the Bengals, and it's easy to go on here and talk about the Bengals. You can talk about the emergence of Joe Burrow as quarterback. You can talk about Jamar Chase, proving that he was the number one receiver on the LSU national champion team over Justin Jefferson. You could talk about the emergence of C.J. Uzomah and the game that he had 2 weeks ago on Thursday and just really getting off. You could talk about T. Higgins. You could talk about Tyler Boyd. You could talk about all those guys. They have a good team. Something about the Lions. They're playing at home. You look at what the field goal unit did for the Cincinnati Bengals last week. Are they over that? Have they recovered from that? That was a tough loss in overtime. Should have been a win for them. Are they going to have a hang-up? This is setting up, and the Lions are due for one. You look at the Baltimore game 3 weeks ago. Then they got beaten Chicago. Then they had another doozy in Minnesota where they could have won that. They're due for one, and I think they're catching the Bengals at the right time.
You mentioned Jamar Chase. Dan Campbell talked about him as well because Jamar Chase is seemingly unstoppable now.
Rookie of the year.
How do you stop him? Dan Campbell offered this advice.
It's a challenge. It's a big challenge. He's an explosive player, and it's one thing to be as explosive as he is, but it's also Burrows. He knows when he's got it, and he's looking at rotation and he's reading safeties, and he's got a green light, and so if he feels it, he's going to throw it, and he's making some dang good throws too. So it's a threat, but however, we just came away from a threat too, and Jefferson was no joke over there at Minnesota, and we had a plan, and we'll have a plan for him. It's not going to be easy, but our guys they'll be ready to execute, and we'll have something to handle these guys.
So
sounds good.
And one of the areas of weakness for the Detroit Lions is that secondary, Braylon. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I mean, obviously, this defense is growing, though. I mean, I don't think you hold that offense for Minnesota to 17 points. I don't think you hold that Baltimore Ravens offense to 19 points, the Minnesota Vikings, and to 19 points, the Baltimore Ravens, and not have something that you're at least building.
You're definitely building something, and it's easy to talk about how Dalvin Cook didn't play last week for Minnesota, but their backup running back was actually really good in that game. He still carried the load for the Cincinnati Bengals, for the Minnesota Vikings. So he kind of made up for Dalvin Cook not being there. The Bengals don't just have Jamar Chase as a wideout weapon, though, and I think therein lies the problem. Jamar Chase is one of many weapons. He's the best weapon, but he's one of many. Joe Mixon, who said in the preseason, he talked about they were a triple-headed monster, or they were the big three, and everybody's like, what big three? But you're starting to see it. Joe Mixon is starting to come on. Samaje Perine is starting to play. So they have other weapons to complement Jamar Chase, and that lies the problem.
All right, we're going to jump back into some Lions talk in hour number 2 of the program, but next, we have the sports attorney to the stars. He is Dan Lust, a great follow on Twitter as well. Really breaks it down. We'll have him for you next. This is Armani and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
You know why realtors love using Hall Financial as a lender? Because of our commitment to speed and service. We have nearly 4,000 5-star reviews already. Call today, 248-308-5000, or go to callhallfirst.com.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
If you don't follow Dan Lust on Twitter, you should. It's at SportsLawLust. Put up today, or yesterday actually, I believe, out of the 650,000 emails from the WFT, Washington Football Team investigation, only John Gruden's emails were incriminating? How about the emails regarding explicit allegations that a secret nude cheerleader video was made for owner Dan Snyder? With that, we bring in Dan Lust to the program. Dan, thanks so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. I love the intro that I'm the sports lawyer to the stars. I'll take it.
Absolutely.
We got you covered over here, man.
Yeah, everybody turns to you in matters like this, Dan, and we certainly appreciate your time here on Woodward Sports. I want to just ask you that literal question that you posed on your Twitter. Where are the other 650,000 emails, and why was it just John Gruden's emails that were leaked?
So I think your second one is more of like an unanswerable question. I can't tell you why John Gruden's emails were the only ones that were leaked. I will say that there was another name attached to that. That's Bruce Allen, former president, former GM of Washington Football Team. So another name is out there, right? And I guess you can read the tea leaves on this. But Bruce Allen has maybe a checkered history with Dan Snyder, fired once upon a time, sued in court fairly recently. by Dan Snyder because of an alleged leak to the media, and there was something I posted today, where he was, I guess, email was leaked from his Redskins email account, where he was emailing with Adam Schefter about a story. So, Bruce Allen has claimed that he was not a leak to the media, and now Dan Snyder is suing him in court, trying to prove that he was a leak to the media. So, bad blood between Snyder and Allen. The only other name that's coming out with these emails, John Gruden and Bruce Allen. So, read into that what you might. I don't know who released the emails, but what I do know is, these emails were in the possession of three parties. The Washington football team, obviously the emails occurred on their server, the NFL, who was part of the investigation, and the lawyers who were investigating them. So, pick your poison as to who it is, but I can't for the life of me understand how only one person, only John Gruden, had incriminating emails from literally 650,000, and not a single employee, mind you, of the Washington football team. Guys, I know this is a betting show, right? If you had to put odds on who the fall guy was, the Washington football team investigation, John Gruden's not on the board. He's like probably plus $1 million. You'd make a fortune if you bet John Gruden as the fallout guy.
Well, one of the questions, too, that's being posed from the attorney of 40 people, from 40 former employees of the Washington football team is just that. Dan, why is John Gruden the only fall guy here? I do want to make this note to you as well. And one of the things that I was thinking was, you only speak like this if you're John Gruden. Normally, people say things like this to other people who think like this. Like-minded people speak to like-minded people. What about Bruce Allen here are we going to learn, if anything? Why haven't we seen his responses, his replies to those emails?
That's I think, the really good question here, right? You don't have to be a sports fan. You don't have to be a lawyer. If someone sent you an offensive email like that you truly found to be offensive and you weren't engaging in this, maybe you would go tell HR. Also, we should note, right? Some companies have systems that are set in place that if you say certain words in the company email, that will be triggered. Someone from HR will give you a phone call, right? Everyone's always watching your emails in some way, shape, or form. But I don't know here, right? John Gruden's offending a number of different classes across the board. These are a number of different emails. It just says Bruce Allen and the New York Times report was so funny. It said, and others. Others were on the email. So we don't know, right, what the responses to John Gruden's comments were. Maybe someone was telling someone tells a joke, someone tells a joke on top of it. Maybe someone told the joke first and Gruden's responding. But it would just seem odd in common sense terms that someone would keep their foot on the pedal with respect to these inappropriate jokes and keep going if they weren't being reciprocated in some sense. So, from a statistical standpoint, I think it's odd that John Gruden's the only one that has offensive emails. One person out of 650,000 emails. But from a common sense standpoint, I'd like to see what else is on these email chains, right? If you're going to blast the fifth email in the chain, let's see what happened on 4 and 6 after that.
Hey, Dan, Braylon here. And this is all speculation right now, so this is something that's a question I'm posing to you. Ryan, myself, and Maz were talking about it as well. If you look at the comments that were made by John Gruden, it seemed like John Gruden was going after one individual in the grand scheme of things like he had an issue with Roger Goodell. If you talk about the hiring of female referees, if you're talking about force the Rams and Jeff Fisher to draft Michael Salmon in 2013 draft, talk about the concussion protocol. You talk about the word that he called John Gruden. Actually, he called him 2 words. I forgot about the one that he called him the B word as well.
Don't forget Kaepernick.
A B and P. And he talked about the handling of the national anthem, and particularly Colin Kaepernick. Does it seem like this could be Roger Goodell? This being leaked to Roger Goodell, and Roger Goodell being the one is putting the foot on the gas of John Gruden in this witch hunt and kind of, docking everybody else, but really just focusing on John Gruden? Because it seems like John Gruden went after him.
Certainly possible, but I think to the earlier point, right? Like, what else was being said about John Gruden on these chains, right? I would find it odd if Gruden was the only one in the chain saying bad things about Roger Goodell. Just Gruden being the fall guy just doesn't make sense to me. And honestly, I guess from a timing perspective, this investigation that spawned these 650,000 emails started on July 1st of 2020. It continued all the way on until July of 2021. So someone can maybe explain to me the lag time here. I'm sure these emails came up early in the investigation. I'm sure there were a keyword search for certain inappropriate terms. That's why they're popping up in the search. And that was probably known to the investigators early on, right? Let's say even August or September of 2020. But now we're in October of 2021, and this is all of a sudden coming out. I imagine someone would have keyed off Roger Goodell, right? He's probably getting updates periodically as these as we do as attorneys, we have to send reports to our clients periodically. Maybe there's no final written report, but there sometimes are interim reports as to how the investigation's going. They paid this law firm a ton of money over the course of a year. I imagine there were periodic updates, and it would be very odd if that message wasn't relayed to Goodell. So, Braylon, I think it's a fair point when people are trying to point fingers at who it could be. I heard someone on Twitter come at me and they said, maybe this is all Urban Meyer. Maybe Urban Meyer's trying to get the heat off him.
Happiest guy in the world today.
Hey, that's a good one.
Yeah, no, he certainly is. But I think the Goodell one is fair, but I still don't think the timing makes sense. And I'll add this just so we don't lose sight of this. The Raiders opened the season at 3-0, and I believe these emails were in the possession of the NFL the entire time.
Perfect
before
time.
The season started. So 3-0, right? Raiders are playing great. The Raiders have their first loss on Monday night. We get that one email from DeMaurice Smith on a Friday, so 4 days later. And then the Raiders lose a game to the Bears that they shouldn't have. And then everyone says, okay, Raiders have come back down to earth. They're 3-2. And then the leak comes, right? Then the real New York Times leak comes. So the question is this, which I posed on Twitter, and I'm happy to say it again here, right? This is something, these are private emails that the NFL has no obligation to give out. And then for any point, if they wanted to keep this secret, they could. And imagine, right, they had to run this through Mark Davis over at Oakland, or over at Las Vegas and say, hey, your coach is being put on blast here. What do you want to do? We know you guys signed him to a 10-year, $100 million deal. What do you want to do with this? And this is a hypothetical conversation. But maybe Mark Davis says, well, my team's 3-0 right now. We might have Super Bowl aspirations. Let's just kind of wait and see. What's the rush in putting these emails out? And then all of a sudden, if you're 5-0 and you may be on a track to the Super Bowl, maybe Mark Davis is fighting a little bit more for his coach. Again, these emails have no public obligation to come out. There's no legal court order requiring the leak to occur. So I imagine at some point in the chain of command, Mark Davis had to be consulted by the NFL. It just makes too much sense, right? This is a controlled leak. The only names that are out there are Bruce Allen and John Gruden. This is not like a WikiLeaks document dump. Everyone's put on blast. Two names come out. So read that for what it's worth, but I do find it to be very odd.
Talking to Dan Law, sports attorney to the Stars, also has a podcast, Conduct Detrimental. You can listen to him there. I wanted to ask you in legal terms here, and this could be for anybody. When you think you have a private email or a private conversation that's recorded, that's made public, does that person have any legal recourse? Like, does John Gruden have... I mean, I don't think he'd do it, be stupid enough to do it, but could he sue, could he sue the Wall Street Journal or sue any of these publications, the New York Times, for putting out his private emails?
So if you ever read the fine print in your employee manuals, right, you have almost no expectation of privacy in the company. It's just not going to happen, right? It's a different story. A line was recorded, which we saw, which I'm sure you guys covered. Actually, I think I did cover with you guys on here, with Julio Jones and that whole recording scandal with Shannon Sharp over at Fox Sports. You have a phone call with somebody, and only one person's consented to the phone call, and one person is not. Sure, there could be a legal issue right there, right then and there. Some states are one-party recording states where only one person on the line has to consent to it being recorded. And other states are two-party recording states. It requires both people. Same kind of issue that happened with Rachel Nichols over in that ESPN saga with that audio being leaked. It's a little bit different. You have very little expectation of privacy of emails sent to a company account. And I imagine the Redskins email was something like @redskins.nfl.net, something like that. You got to be a little smarter here, right? Assumption of the risk to some extent. You send an email to a Redskins server, I don't think you can have any type of recourse and saying, hey, you put my emails on blast. I thought they would remain private forever. Right. I think Gruden's in a little bit of trouble there. And then, we can end the hypothetical. Right? Gruden's walked away from the organization. Maybe there was some type of settlement agreement signed that, hey, he's not going to pursue this any further. There'll be no litigation resulting from the leaks. All we know is that Mark Davis walked from the facility. Within a couple hours, John Gruden was no longer the head coach. So you'd be kidding yourself if you thought there was no golden parachute or some type of settlement agreement to kind of close this chapter on Gruden from an NFL perspective and also from a John Gruden perspective.
Talking to Dan Luss. Dan, I got to take a 30-second break. When we come back, I want to talk to you about the Kyrie Irving situation, vaccine mandates in sports, and where does everybody go from here? We'll be right back. Armani and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
All right, right back here on Woodward Sports. We are talking to Dan Luss, sports attorney to the stars, we like to call him. Great Twitter follow as well, at Sports Law Lust. Also has a podcast, Conduct Detrimental. Love that name, too. I wish we would have thought of that. No, hey, Dan. Hey, Dan, I want to ask you about Kyrie Irving and these vaccine mandates that are everywhere now. It seems like the player, or AKA the employee, has no legal recourse to do anything other than you either take the jab or you walk away from work. Is that really cut and dry? Is that as cut and dry as it gets right now?
Well, yes and no. Kyrie kind of gave us a third angle, right? And Braylon knows this, I'm sure, at the NFL level. Roger Goodell took a pretty harsh stance and basically said, if games are canceled because of you and you're an unvaccinated player and we can trace it back to you, everyone's going to lose their money. We're going to blame it on you, right? The NBA didn't necessarily take that perspective. They essentially said, well, you don't want to get the vaccine? Great. As long as local mandates don't require you to get it, and obviously for Kyrie's purposes, right? In New York City, where I'm from, there's a mask mandate for professional athletes indoors. They have to have their mask on. Came rule over in San Francisco with the Golden State Warriors. NBA is basically saying, absent a local mandate preventing you from playing, you are eligible to get paid the full amount of money due and owing to you. So I think there were some people, myself included, that thought this would be treated as kind of like a holdout situation, almost like what we saw with Ben Simmons or what we saw with Le'Veon Bell back in the day. Right? If you're not reporting and you're not getting the shot, you're not going to get paid a dime. But that's actually interesting, not what Sean Marks over at the Brooklyn Nets is saying. He's basically saying Kyrie's going to get paid, roughly 50% of his salary, which is $16 million, to stay. I won't curse here, Tom. Don't worry. Stay the F away from the team. Right? No practices, no games. Yeah. We want you to stay at home. It's almost like a really expensive buyout. So I guess there's the third level, right? You can either stay home or get the shot, or stay home and get paid, as Kyrie Irving is about to show us.
All right, so there's that aspect of it. I'm just I don't know, these professional athletes. They Andrew Wiggins is a guy that came out and said he felt forced to get it. I don't know what to think about. I don't know what to think about it. I don't know what recourse these guys have. I guess you just do it. I mean, like Andrew Wiggins, he just did it, right?
At a certain point, again, these are private companies, right? And there's no one. It's almost like the same conversation we had, and Braylon and I was very close to this over in the Big Ten saga, right? There was no one requiring anybody to play college football back during the pandemic. They said if you want to play, great. And if you don't want to play, you get a free opt-out. So this is kind of the NBA equivalent of it, right? It's not the NFL. I don't think it has any version of this, but they're essentially allowing Kyrie to quote unquote opt out. I'm my words, not the NBA's, but they're going to pay him half of his salary, which is a much larger portion than guys were getting that opted out in the NFL last year. So I don't again, I mean it candidly. Kyrie, I'm sure, would love to be playing right now, but as a consolation prize, he'd love to not be playing, getting paid 40% of his salary. It's a lot different than I think people assumed, right? They also could attempt, if they were really forcing it down his throat, they really could have said, we're not going to pay you a dime until you get it, which, the collective bargaining agreement, they didn't want to say that. So, maybe Kyrie gets it out here. I still think we see Kyrie on the court. I think he's kind of making some type of a statement here, and if I'm happy to be wrong, and Kyrie, makes a stand, that's fine. But, certainly it's his choice. Right now, it's basically get paid 50% of your salary or get paid 100% and go chase rings with Durant and Harden. So, decision's up to him.
Hey, Dan, it's Maz. I got a couple questions for you before we let you go. First one is the St. Louis Rams. They left town. They went to L.A. Goodell and Stan Kroenke had a little something going. Okay, you can leave St. Louis. Go ahead. Go to L.A. But now the people of St. Louis are fighting to get their NFL team back. Where are they going? Are they going to get an expansion team out of this?
I think you're reading my tweets, Tom.
I am.
Yes. So listen. I don't know if they're going to get an expansion team out of this, but I'm just pointing out that there is a scenario where it makes sense. The city of St. Louis is suing the NFL and all 32 NFL owners for fraud and deception from basically pulling the team out of St. Louis and moving it to Los Angeles. Now, similar lawsuit going on between Oakland and the Raiders. It's a little bit of a different ground, but this has happened before. I just don't want to say it's an anomaly. Why hasn't it happened maybe in the 30 years before that? Because when a team would leave a market, right? The team left Cleveland. They left the Cleveland Browns and went to Baltimore. The next franchise that came out was the Cleveland Browns. They replaced Cleveland's franchise. Same deal with the Houston Oilers, right? We knew them for years, right? And then they go over and they become the Tennessee Titans. Next franchise, the Houston Texans. So for whatever reason, it's okay if teams relocate, but always in the NFL's back pocket has been, hey, if the team leaves a market, we'll give them an expansion team. We'll give them a new franchise. The NFL's kind of pumped the brakes on that since the Texans about 20 years ago. They haven't expanded football. So that's why you're seeing these 2 lawsuits pop up. If St. Louis wins in their case, we can get into the specifics, but they're trying to get billions of dollars, right? In the $5-10 billion range for punitive damage. It's a little complicated. But then you have to ask yourself, if you're the NFL, would you rather write a check to the city of St. Louis for $5 billion, right? A ton of money. Or would you rather just create a 33rd NFL franchise, give it to St. Louis, and have that whoever this owner is pay the league $500 million, right? There's a calculus here where it might make sense for the NFL to dangle it. I'm not sure if they're going to agree to do that because there's a lot of bad blood between the NFL and St. Louis, but economically, if you remove emotions from it, certainly it's something that should be in consideration.
Hey, Dan, last thing, that's your favorite subject, the Cleveland Guardians. Will there be the Cleveland Guardians in Major League Baseball, or are we just going to go with the roller hockey team?
Listen, as of today, right, we're in October at this point. Go to clevelandguardians.com, okay? If the baseball team comes up, certainly not a problem at all. If the roller team, derby team comes up, it's a problem. It is certainly a problem. Cleveland Guardians the baseball team, they don't want it. They say they're not making the name official yet. They're trying, they're dotting their I's, they're crossing their T's. I don't know what they're waiting for other than rights to the website, and that price keeps skyrocketing. The longer and longer this, the baseball team doesn't figure it out. Again, Tom, I've been pretty vocal on it. I can't for the life of me understand why the baseball team didn't buy the domains of all 10 names they were possibly considering. They would have got them for pennies on the dollar. But now that they've picked the name, they have no leverage anymore. They really do have to, come to terms with this roller derby team, or else, I don't know. I really can't see a world where a professional baseball team does not have the website. And they don't even have Guardians.com. This doesn't really make sense to me.
The Cleveland Guardians merch is now on sale at clevelandguardians.com. The 2018 team photo is up here as well. And you can buy tickets to the 2022 season. They are now recruiting. Dan,
bring back the tribe.
Yeah, right. We can't thank you enough for your time here breaking down. There's a lot going on off the field between the Gruden emails and Kyrie and the Cleveland Guardians, the St. Louis Rams. My goodness, Dan. Plenty to talk about on your podcast as well, Conduct Detrimental. Also, follow him on Twitter at SportsLawLust. Dan, thanks so much, my friend. We appreciate it.
My pleasure, guys. Anytime.
Dan Lust. And that's really, guys, I mean, can you think of how silly the Cleveland Indians baseball team is to say, oh, yeah, there it is. There's our name.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, you don't have a patent for it. You don't have the rights. You don't have a copyright. Yeah. And there's another team in your city that's got all that stuff.
Yeah, that's not smart at all. I mean, even naming the team, even releasing the teams, because it's one of those things where you can just go out and make a domain or create a domain. Like if you get the team, like it's kind of like the Washington football team did with the list of their teams, the Red Wolves, the Senators, the Presidents. I'm just about to go clean house, and get all of those. So it's a tough thing. They should have been smart about that.
They had Tom Hanks voice that promo video for them when they announced that name. It was a great video. We played it. You should check it out. Go to Cleveland Guardians or the Cleveland Indians baseball team and check it out. But we'll see if they're the Indians or they're the Guardians coming up.
That is so funny.
They won't be the Indians.
Or the baseball team.
Yeah, I mean, how great would that be? Baseball team.
Horrible.
Kind of like football team.
At least football teams sound better. Like, I mean, I don't like football team either, but football team sounds better.
What about baseball club? Cleveland Baseball Club. CBC. You could have the CBC logo.
That sounds like drinks are free after 5. Like, what are you talking?
No dice.
CBC, Cleveland Baseball Club.
Get a sandwich and a drink.
Chase to the Rock and Rollers or something. Pay homage to the Rock and Roll.
The Rockers, the Cleveland Rockers.
No, but then the WNBA team.
That's right.
Then the WNBA
we had
team
the Rockers here too. Detroit Rockers.
They were the soccer
Rockers
team.
is soccer.
But the WNBA team was like the Cleveland Rockers or something, weren't they?
There was a Cleveland Rockers.
They were like
somewhere.
black.
You're the WNBA expert. Let's find out.
Knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it
Remember,
down.
it's WNBA Minute.
I'll be like the Wojciechowski for WNBA.
Yeah, you're the Woj.
Breaking stories.
The Bray bomb.
The Bray bomb, yes.
You know, you guys.
Diana Taurasi tonight. Hey,
Hey
guys, I want to jump into
what you guys can do.
Jump into some NFL talk. Quarterback, wide receiver, running back, guys. Who are the best in the league, and how are those game ratings for the NFL this year?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
My goodness. We'll take a look at all that stuff. Top of the hour. We'll do it next. Armani and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Papa Romano's has a pizza that is pleased to meet you. The Pizza Pizza is a sizzling deal and fully loaded with pepperoni, ham, Italian sausage, ground beef, and bacon. Get a large Pizza Pizza for $16.99 at paparomanos.com.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Hey guys, the best offense is a good defense. And if offense wins games, defense wins championships. Don't you want to be the championship defender of your home? If you want to do that, if you want to be the champion in your family and protect your home, you need Guardian Alarm's help. They're your local security experts. They've been involved in protecting families for over 90 years. They've got 24/7 state-of-the-art technology to help you and your family feel safe. Detect smoke, carbon monoxide, control lights, check in on your home, convenient features, lock and unlock your doors, everything. And the number to call is an easy one, gang. All you got to do is call 800-STAY-OUT. That number again, 800-STAY-OUT.
Stay out of my house.
That's right, Braylon. Call Guardian Alarm today. They're your local security experts.
That's tough, especially for somebody like him. I mean,
Mics are off.
That's why you brought it up, but it is tough because he feels guilty, and he doesn't need to feel guilty. You know, that's why you love him, though, too. Like, he wants to be a part of this, and he feels like he's letting guys down, and that's just the opposite. It's like, no, that's not. You're being unselfish when you need to be selfish about this. Because, you know, maybe there's a chance you get him back at the very end of the year, but there's a bigger chance that however it scars in, it's not properly healed the right way, and we're dealing with this for the rest of his career, or it gets arthritic sooner than later, and now it's like, what are we doing? So it was the right thing to do. It was significant enough to where it needed to be fixed properly and let it heal properly.
So that was Dan Campbell today talking about Frank Ragnow. Again, a Pro Bowl player, somebody that you depend on a lot, right? I mean, you thought the strength of this team, not only the strength of this team, the strength of, I mean, this was going to be one of the best offensive lines in the National Football League, Braylon. And now, I mean, you got Decker back today, so that's good.
Yeah.
But Ragnow is out, and he's the quarterback of that offensive line. He's the one making the calls. He's the one getting everything set.
Yeah, he's the one that sees it. You know, he's the guy that sees it. He's the guy that has that rapport. You know, because he's actually the best quarterback on that offense right now in the way in which he can see the defense and the way he commands it. But he won't be out there. Taylor Decker does come back, so it'll be interesting to see how that left tackle, right tackle plays out with him and Penei Sewell. I think it happens at the right time, man. You're lucky that Taylor Decker is coming back when Ragnow is going down. So I just think it's next man up. I keep talking about it. I keep talking about what Dan Campbell is able to do in terms of getting those guys ready to play and getting them to fight through the 4 quarters of the NFL game for 60 minutes. And I think Decker coming back, he's the one that we saw during training camp buy into it. Talk about, hey, man, we don't care where you come from or what you do. Just if you want to win, I'm open to anything if it's about winning. Decker did say that in the preseason. So, you know, good to have him back. Sucks about Ragnow, but I think the Lions still get a win this week against the Bengals.
Yeah.
Or they have a chance to, at least.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And Maz, just
had to
the
hedge
fact
my
that
bet.
What's that?
Had to hedge my bet.
Yeah, right. Just the fact that Ragnow's out, Campbell talking about it, he'll be ready for training camp next year.
That's a good thing, man, because this is the time you wanted it to happen. We've all said it. No expectations, but we do expect them to play hard, and they will every week. Hopefully they will never have their spirit broke. They need a win here eventually.
Yeah, I think ultimately you do need a win to avoid that, to avoid being broken.
Yeah.
You can only cry so many
Correct.
times at the podium before you got to start doing something. I mean, right? I mean, you can only try hard so many times. I mean, but at the same time, they're just outmanned. I mean, they got nobody.
Right.
So, I mean, it's real hard to be critical of them. I guess I just don't want to see those communication errors anymore, mental lapses, penalties, sins, self-inflicted negatives.
Fumbles.
Things like
Yeah,
that.
100%.
Don't put the ball on the
Football
carpet. Don't have mental errors and penalties and have 10 guys where they're supposed to be but one guy not. That is how you grow.
Yeah,
that's how you get better.
That's the one thing about crying, or the one thing about really getting choked up at a press conference in front of public, with the media, for it to go national, for it to go viral. You can't do that all the time. You literally have to, set up, hey, this is going to be the time. We're 0-5. I feel like my team really fought. Okay, this is the time to do it, because you can't do it next week. You did it. You did it the week before. You can't do this in 3 weeks. You did it 3 weeks prior to that. So he's used that crying card, and we've all given him, respect for it. We said he really dialed into his team. He cares about his guys, and he wants them to fight for him, and he wants to fight for them. You can't keep crying. And so you've used it. We've appreciated it and respected it, but you can't do it again.
Matt, as the NFL ratings and your numbers guy, they are really, really good.
Primetime football, that's why.
And
Football every day, man.
Yeah, and you're getting some really, really good games here.
The Fox game of the week. They call it America's game of the week. It's always the 4 o'clock game, and it's always Joe Buck and Troy Aikman most of the time. And they've been kicking it. They've been killing it. Thursday Night Football's been killing it. Monday Night Football, better each week. People love football. So last year, when everyone said, "Oh, the ratings are down," we're mad because they kneeled. They're not coming out for the national anthem. Hogwash. People love football, and they're proving it by they're blowing everyone else out of the air.
Yeah. America's Game of the Week average of with 22 million viewers, scored the most watched telecast of any week on any network. Week 5 lineup drew 16.5 million for the regional window. Doubleheader averages 19 million, up 51% over single header last year. Fox Sports Digital, best performing Week 5 ever. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. So these guys are rock stars. It is the NFL. The NFL is king. Maz, you compared Roger Goodell to Teflon Don, right?
He is.
He's like a mob boss that just is unstoppable and unbeatable, and no matter what the NFL is faced with, it's almost as if they will always have the last laugh.
They do. And they're going to tell you, you're going to pay us for this. And you know what? We're going to rip that contract up, and then you're going to pay us for this. And they've got people fighting over that new wild card Monday night game. Guess who got it? The Kings of Monday night, ESPN. They will have a wild card game, a wild card weekend on a Monday night, and it goes to ESPN.
And I've said this before, and I've said this early on. I said this early on this week. I was talking to you guys about this off camera. I was even talking to my father about it. I was just saying the reason why the NFL is so exciting this year, and no disrespect to the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 60s, the 2000s, even the 10s, the 2010s. There's never been talent at the quarterback position like that is right now, and no disrespect to other positions, wide receiver, I don't know if it's ever been talent like that in any other position, but quarterback is the position that drives the league. Quarterback is the position that people tune in to watch. And if you look at the tiers, you have, and I'm gonna read the names off. If you look at the tiers, you have the veteran. Those would be the guys like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Matt Stafford, Kirk Cousins, and then the next tier would be like the great guys and then the babies. Just listen to these names: Justin Herbert, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, Matthew Stafford, Derek Carr, Ryan Tannehill, Kirk Cousins, Joe Burrow, Matt Ryan. Well, no, not Matt Ryan, but Baker Mayfield, Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts. And the list goes on. The list goes on. I've never seen talent at this level. There are so many young guys waiting in the wings. Every week when you go to crown somebody early in the year, it's, man, did you see that guy, Derek Carr? Next week, it's Herbert. Next week, it's Josh Allen. Next week, Burrow. And it just keeps going on and on and on. And the best thing about it all is the old man is still in charge. Tom Brady, 44, MVP in the league candidate right now. It's just a great time.
Got a bright future.
And the worst thing about it, all those names, nobody here in Detroit.
Oh, no.
Well, right, of all those quarterbacks, right? But we had them.
We had them.
For 12 years. For 12 years, it couldn't do anything with them.
You did it for 12 years.
Zero.
Yeah,
not even 0.5.
That's because he had to escape, and he did.
You know, it's another great
And I'm
stat.
happy for him.
I was looking at these quarterbacks. Who do you think is, and I may answer the question as I ask it too. It's like you were talking about quarterbacks off camera, like who's the best quarterback in the league. Interesting fact, and this is just my opinion, but I think it could be fact. The best quarterback in each division is the quarterback whose team is leading. Just think about that for a second. You look at the NFC West, best quarterback is Dak Prescott. If you look at the NFC East is Dak Prescott. If you look at the West, it's Kyler Murray. I mean, you can argue Matt Stafford. Kyler Murray beat Matt Stafford. You look at the North, it's Aaron Rodgers. You look at the South, it's Tom Brady. You look at the AFC, it's Herbert. Herbert in the West, it's Allen in the East, it's Jackson in the North, it's Tannehill in the South.
Right on.
Every quarterback that's in the league is the number one team in the division. When's the last time that's happened?
Hey, put up the graphic. Top quarterbacks out there right now as far as yardage goes, and Alex will put that up. But that is right on the button, man.
Right on the button.
Josh Allen, by the way, for that question, which quarterback would you rather have? Josh Allen's just a beast.
I'm taking Herbert.
I'm taking Lamar Jackson.
To start a franchise?
Okay, so
Lamar Jackson,
what's the question here, Tom?
I'm not sure. I'm just showing you the leaders.
Leaders right now.
By the way, excuse me, please, if you're watching on YouTube or Twitter, through 5 weeks.
Oh Lord, here we
go.
Tom Brady. I know where this is going.
Is averaging 353 yards per game, by the way. Tom, you got your calculator out?
Which puts him on pace for what?
353 times 17 is, let me adjust my collar.
I'm quiet. I'm letting you have all the joy for this.
6,001 yard. 6,000 yards. Don't you?
Two things.
You know, you want something to happen. I don't care.
That's never happened before. I agree.
I want it to happen just so I'm right, though.
Yeah. Here's it. So he's on point, 6,001 yards, 653. That means he can't. 353. That means he can't come up off that 353. That means he can't have one of those 200-yard games. He can't have a 250-yard game. He can't miss a game.
Right.
Because he can't miss a game. He has to play the last game as well. But I got a better one for you. And we didn't even talk about this in the beginning when we were talking about the extra game for the quarterbacks. We didn't talk about the extra game for the running backs. Derrick Henry is on pace for 2,127 yards. How about that?
Look at that.
How
He's
about
a beast. And he gets stronger as the season goes on, too.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
He's the only position at 100%. That November, especially around like that mid-November through December, January.
Like, how does that happen?
It's cold outside. Nobody wants to hit him. He's 245. Have you ever hit somebody in the cold?
Oh, man, you should have seen what I did.
Why did I do it? Why did I set him up?
You asked the question.
Why did I set him up?
I never came out of the game if you didn't know. Offense, defense, special teams, Grosse Pointe South, high school.
That's great. Okay.
Team of 97. Oh, my goodness. You should have seen them guys trying to tackle me.
What'd you say a few weeks ago about Derrick Henry? He wouldn't have, like, who talked about Derrick Henry back in the day?
Was it Herman?
I'm trying to think who said that he wouldn't have been as big back then.
He wouldn't have been
so dominating.
Unstoppable.
I'm trying to think who said that.
I think Herman Moore said that, or Lomas. Herman or Lomas did, and I disagree with him.
You're right.
And Herman or Lomas did.
The
problem is Derrick Henry is faster than you think. When Derrick Henry gets in the open, he doesn't get caught. Like, he doesn't get caught. He runs away from guys. He runs away from guys. Also, he runs in between tackles. And he runs guys over, defensive linemen, offensive linemen. He runs his offensive linemen over as well. I think he would have lasted back then. He might have more yards back then.
Hi, buddy.
Go Wings.
Go Wings. Look at Darren McCarty. Look at this guy. He's in and out.
Gotta love D-Mac, man.
Go Wings, baby.
Gotta love D-Mac.
Take the shot. Look at him leave. My goodness. He's out. He's walking out. He's
in a good mood today.
Oh, man.
Good. Well, not earlier. Not earlier.
It's all good.
Art gets under his skin.
Oh, man. Hey, guys, we're going to have Tawan Jones, former Michigan State linebacker, now the owner of the Transformation Lab in Sterling Heights. We'll have him on coming up in 12 minutes. But next, I want to get into what Stephen A. Smith had to say today. He said it's the dumbest thing he's ever seen in 25 years covering the NBA. What is it? We'll play it for you right out of the break. Romani and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin until you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Hey, everybody, it's Maz for Legacy Partners Insurance. Believe me, your insurance stinks. Call Legacy Partners Insurance right now. Tell them Tom Mazaway sent you from Woodward Sports. They're an independent agent. They've been around for over 100 years, and they're going to get you a quote, and they're going to get you covered for a lot less than you have now, and you're going to get better coverage out of it. Why? Because they're an independent agent. They have the carriers shop for you, okay? They got 7 to 10 people carriers shopping for your personal. That's your home and auto. And if you want business insurance, they've got 50 different carriers for your commercial accounts. Trust me, they've been on for over 100 years. You're going to save a lot of money, hundreds, maybe thousands a year. Call them. It's free. 586-209-4106 or go online to legacypartnersins.com/Woodward Sports. Fill out a couple of seconds worth of info. Someone from Team Maz will get back to you. And if you give them a chance, even a chance, you will be entered in a contest to win a $50 gift card to Amazon. Legacy Partners Insurance. Tell them Tom Mazaway sent you.
We will get the
Stephen A. Smith. That's all right. Alex is already on his vacation.
He must be on vacation.
He's
I was
on
waiting
vacation
for the Stephen A. Smith out of the break. Sorry. Here, do we have it? Here it is.
Here we go.
Stephen A., should our position on Kyrie change?
It's all right.
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
It should change in regards to Kyrie.
Listen.
It should be even worse than we originally imagined. You know, I have to be, and I try to be, incredibly careful, fellas, in terms of I try to focus on what you do, not who you are. People make mistakes. None of us are flawless. All of us have made mistakes. We'll continue to make mistakes. None of us are perfect. We get all of that. But I've been covering the NBA now for almost 25 years. I mean, this is some of the stupidest nonsense I've ever seen. Just flat out stupid. So let me get this straight. So if the reports are true, because we don't know whether they are or not, okay, but let's give credit to Sham and others who have reported this. It is what it is. Let's go with that, okay? If it is true, Jay, if it is true, Marcus, so you don't have a problem with taking the vaccine, your position is that you're going to sit up there and compromise the championship aspirations of an organization you signed on to represent. You coaxed Kevin Durant into signing on to represent. You played a role in coaxing James Harden into signing on to represent. You're going to compromise all of that because you want to give a voice to the voiceless. Really? And how is that going to work out for you, Kyrie Irving? You're going to disappear from the game of basketball? Who the hell is going to be interested in what you have to say when you have proven that you can't even be trusted enough to do your damn job? A job you volunteered for. This ain't the military where you were drafted. You chose to play basketball. You chose to enter the NBA. You chose to sign that contract as a free agent to go to the Brooklyn Nets. You chose Brooklyn as your destination. You chose the Nets franchise to represent. You asked KD and James Harden to come on board with you in Brooklyn to establish your own legacy, and then you leave them hanging. Because of what exactly? Your own individual principle? I am not calling Kyrie Irving stupid. Kyrie Irving, I happen to believe, is an intelligent brother whose heart is in the right place. But now you've regressed to an alarming level of self-righteousness. It not only makes you look hypocritical and untrustworthy, it makes you look what I know you are not, which is flat out stupid.
That's a really tough take from Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, he just likes hearing himself talk a little bit.
And then you see this. You know, one of the things, and leave this up for a second, Adam, because while everybody is calling, or excuse me,
you can call him Adam today.
Alex.
He's Adam today.
Right. Leave this up, Alex. While everybody's calling Kyrie Irving selfish and stupid, all those things that Stephen A. Smith said that Kyrie Irving volunteered for.
Yeah.
He did those things prior to a vaccine mandate in the state of New York and the city of New York as well. So this was on Twitter. I saw this. So Kyrie Irving, in the last year, has bought George Floyd's mom a home, paid tuition for 9 historically black college or university students, bought 200-plus kids Christmas presents, provided 250,000 Thanksgiving meals in New York City, donated $1.5 million to WNBA players because they're underpaid. So he has a track record as well of taking on causes. This is an important cause to him as well. And I say that in one of the questions that I don't really know the answer to, but I'm wondering if the Andrew Wiggins situation in California had anything to do with Kyrie's stance, because Andrew Wiggins was very outspoken against getting the shot, but ultimately got the shot. And here's the quote from Andrew Wiggins. I guess to do certain stuff, to work and all that, I guess you don't own your own body. That's what it comes down to. You want to work in society today, then I guess they make the rules on what goes in your body and what you do. Despite being vaxxed, he went on to say, quote, hopefully there's a lot of people out there that are stronger than me and keep fighting and stand for what they believe. Hopefully it works out for them. So I'm wondering if, based on that quote last week, that compelled Kyrie Irving, who has, what, $300 million in the bank?
No, not that much, but he has a lot. Yeah.
He's got a lot.
Yeah.
Do $34 million this year. You know, I'm wondering if that had any impact on him. And again, we can shout at each other and we can demean each other and we can say how stupid everybody is and not understand. But at some point, can we have a conversation about it? Like, why do we have to call Kyrie Irving stupid? And the ultimate fallback,
because you're ignorant.
But the
Stephen A. Smith is an ignorant individual for calling Kyrie stupid.
Right. I mean,
that's very ignorant.
I think, we're all trying to get clicks and we're all trying to get views. And the more bombastic you are, the better it is for the clicks.
Right.
And it's just like calling people stupid is not the way to get more people vaccinated. Period.
Yeah, and it goes back to what I said yesterday when we were talking about Kyrie Irving. He said Kyrie Irving you didn't believe Kyrie Irving loves basketball, and I said that's not the case. Kyrie Irving just loves humanity, and that's a proof of it. He loves humanity. He loves causes. He wants to help people that he can. He wants to do for the less fortunate. He does want to be a voice to the voiceless. That's who he is. That's the causes that he's chosen to champion. He's chosen to champion those things. The only thing that I would advise to that is I get that, but there are other people that champion causes too. Leonardo DiCaprio champions causes of clean water over in Africa. George Clooney does some of the similar things. LeBron James champions education as it relates to inner city schools. He built schools. He does a lot of things for homeless kids and those underprivileged kids in Cleveland. He used to do this amazing bike ride every year in Akron. A lot of people do that, but at the same time, when it's time for them to do their contractual obligation, they do it. So that for my thing, Kyrie, is you can do both. You can do both. You can uphold your contract, which is what you signed. And I understand you signed the contract before COVID, but you signed the contract. Here it is. Other players have signed that contract. It's their contractual obligation, but you still can be a beacon of hope. You still can be a light to shine on the voiceless that have to get fired for not, for not being vaccinated in other realms. Not you. You're not one of them. You're not one of them, but you still can do the things that you do. Kyrie is a humanitarian, and he shows it again and again. He cares about people, and I will never stop saying that. But at the same time, it's time to uphold your contractual obligation and play basketball. If you don't want to uphold that contractual obligation, if you choose to actually really, really be the voice of the voiceless and turn down the contract like Pat Tillman did. Pat Tillman turned down a contract because he wanted to do something else.
But the problem is, Braylon, there's nothing in his contract that said you must get a vaccine at the time that he signed that contract. I'm just, again, I'm not.
I understand that it's not, but we're here now.
Yeah.
But it's not about his contract. It's about New York. New York has a mandate.
Right.
This goes beyond the Brooklyn Nets. This goes to the state of New York. State of New York. So it goes to the state of New York, who has a mandate. It goes to California. It goes to Canada. It goes to these places in which you will have to play a significant amount of time, or be a significant amount of time. I understand.
You might have to get traded to the Orlando Magic.
But yeah, Orlando Magic. And then when they play, when they play in New York, then he won't be able to play. And when they play, and it's 3-4 teams there, then they play in California, he can't play. They go to the Raptors, he can't play. So, and teams may not want him.
Right.
Philly could have done a nice deal. They could have got rid of Ben Simmons. They could have did a nice switch. Philly, they said, no, we're okay. We're okay on that trade.
Let's be honest, too. Kyrie Irving has never been confused for a good teammate anywhere he's ever been.
And for me, that was going to be the flip side of it. He is a humanitarian. He does right by the people and the masses. But if this was anybody else, it would be a little bit more on his side. The fact that it's Kyrie, there's always something with Kyrie. It's always something with Kyrie, and I think that's a lot of people's problems as well. In Cleveland, there was an issue with LeBron James. In Cleveland, there was an issue with LeBron James. In the Celtics, there was an issue with Danny Ainge. Now it's an issue with the COVID. Then he's always injured. It's a lot of things that go against him and his champion causes because of the injuries, and it always being something random that comes about when he's playing for a franchise or an organization.
Yeah, all right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Taiwan Jones, we're talking a little Michigan State Spartan football. 6-0.
6-0.
Oh, my gosh, I almost cheated him out of a win. He's also the proud owner of the Transformation Lab in Sterling Heights, fulfilling a lifelong dream of his.
Maybe he could transform me.
Yeah, hey. Let's see if he can do that. Taiwan Jones next. Armani and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Papa Romano's has a pizza that is pleased to meet you. Introducing the Pizza Pizza. Yes, you heard me correctly. It's corny, but the pizza is good. I promise you. It is the Pizza Pizza. Pepperoni, ham, Italian sausage, ground beef, bacon, and topped with a blend of cheeses. Oh, man, that's the part right there, Art. That bacon and the blend of cheeses, man. I saw you over there. You were thinking about it, too. Art was like, yeah, I can't wait to DoorDash that. In fact, I wouldn't even DoorDash that one. I would go pick that one up personally. For $16.99, I would go pick that pizza up. I will order it at paparomanos.com. I will have it ready. I will go pick it up, and it wouldn't make it home. Once again, paparomanos.com, $16.99, the Pizza Pizza. I call Art in there drooling.
Hey, where's Opa?
Oh, my bad. Opa!
There it is.
Go.
Hey,
let's
bring him in. He is the proud owner of the Transformation Lab in Sterling Heights, also former member of the Michigan State Spartans.
And Jets.
A Rose Bowl champ. And Maz loves him because he played for the Jets, too. Taiwan Jones joins us now. Hey, Taiwan, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great.
Taiwan, what's up, man?
We got you, man.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. We did the kickoff luncheon a couple years ago, didn't we?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that kickoff luncheon was cool, man, out there in Southfield. That was good. Last time I saw you.
Hey, Taiwan, I'm going to get to the Transformation Lab in just one second, but I gotta open it up with some Michigan State Spartan football here. Mel Tucker, second year, took over really late last year, had to deal with COVID. And all of a sudden, this process just seems to be totally accelerated. 6-0, really contending for a Big Ten East championship and an appearance in the Big Ten championship game. Why not Michigan State this year, right? I mean, talk to me about how happy you are to see the Spartans doing what they're doing.
Man, I'm very happy. Like you said, Mel Tucker did something tremendously special by transforming this program over in like less than a year. The kids are buying in. They love the coaching staff. They love each other, and that's going to make them successful this year.
I love the clanging and banging in the background, man. Sound like some guys out there getting it in right now, man. That's where I need to be, that transformation lab. Hey, you know, and watching
lab, little bit work.
I see it. You know, and watching the team this year, Tawan, like, what have you seen similarities to when you were there, when you guys were good and you guys were winning the Big Ten and going out to Pasadena, winning the Rose Bowl? What are you seeing in terms of, you know, your team in that era versus this team now with Peyton Thorne and Kenneth Walker III and Reed and Naylor and Hayward? What are you seeing similarities? Because you guys were good. You guys were really good.
Yeah. The relationships, man, they're out there having fun. As you can see, I think it was the last game when they were running down the sideline and they, you know, dapped each other up. You know, things like that, man. They're just out here having fun. And, you know, when I saw that, I just couldn't help but smile and laugh because, like you said, it reminds me of, you know, when we were playing. Like, they love each other. They're a family. They're having fun. And it's hard not to win and play for your brother when you're doing that.
And now, watching the game, I want you to be honest with me, T. I want you to be completely honest with me.
Listening.
Where do you think you've seen some maybe weaknesses, or maybe not even weaknesses, but some things that may concern you about this team? Because I'm an honest guy too. Michigan 6-0. I've seen that team, but there are some issues that I have with the wide receivers. I hear some issues that I have with the secondary as a whole. But I like them. But those are my issues. And that's me being honest. For you, what are your weaknesses, or what are your potential issues with that Michigan State team?
From what I've seen, the only thing is, you know, keeping that foot on the gas, man. I think, you know, they have a lot of talent, and I think that, you know, as long as everybody comes to play, they'll be good. But when they come in and, you know, overlook a team, because, you know, we got Michigan, you know, we got you guys coming up in 2 weeks, and that's the big game that everybody's talking about. You know, things like that, like, you know, kind of playing against Indiana this week, who's not having so good of a year, and then looking past that, looking to the hype of, you know, the game against the rival. I think, you know, that's the only thing that I can see personally that, you know, could be a downfall. Other than that, I think, you know, everybody else is, you know, excited. I think everybody else is ready to play and ready to play for each other.
Here's another quick one. I'm going to throw it back to Ryan or Maz after this one. You guys have Indiana, who's not as good of a team this year. Penix Jr. coming off that ACL surgery. And then you guys have a bye week. And then you guys going to East Lansing against Michigan. Michigan has the bye week this week. Then they have a Northwestern team that's not that good. And then we come to East Lansing to go against you guys and the Spartans. Which schedule would you prefer? Would you rather that bye, then a game, and then the game? Or would you rather a game, a bye, and then the game?
I'd rather buy game and then the game. I
always
even when we played back then and we always had that bye before the game. It's just a lot of, you know, anticipation, you know, anxiety like building up. Especially like you're already excited to play. If you're coming off that win from the team before, now you got to wait a week and there's more preparation. Coaches on edge, players are already on edge, and you know you can get wrapped up in that. So I'd rather just play, you know, take that bye week this week, play next week, and already be ready for the, you know, game time.
All right, we're talking to Tawan Jones. He is the proud owner of the Transformation Lab, open in Sterling Heights. Look at Braylon showing you a little something there, Tawan. Now for a guy who spent so much of your life in the gym to now own your own gym, what is that like? I mean, just, you know, we always talk about you got to do something you love and you feel like you'll never work a day in your life, right? I mean, to find that passion of yours and to make it actually a reality, what's that like for you, Tawan?
You know, I always wanted to own a gym. I didn't think it would happen this fast, you know, but, you know, like you said, everything happens for a reason. I guess it was the timing for it. And like you said, everything is just it's falling into place. You know, we got this place maybe a month ago, and we're already ready to, you know, this weekend. So, you know, everybody's been here helping, whether it's been clients, whether it's been trainers, you know, or just friends that just want to come and help. We're painting the walls, painting the floors, you know, setting up equipment, picking up equipment. So that's just what's going to make it so much special for me. And I just feel like it was the right time for this to happen.
I'm up here talking about pizza pizzas and Papa Romano's, and you in there clanging and banging, man. I feel fat and terrible, man. You didn't embarrass me for the day, man. I'm about to walk off the set, go do some push-ups.
Hey, Tawan, so there, you know, it looks awesome, man. I mean, the website's up. The boxing that you have in there, that's really fun. You've got just about any part of training the body that you can do, you have there. Also, women's self-defense classes, kids self-defense stuff. You're training everybody. There's something for everybody at the Transformation Lab, right?
Right, that's what I wanted to do, and that's what I wanted to, embrace this environment. I wanted to have like a one-stop shop. So, like you said, I got the boxing here, personal training, got the self-defense. Also have the speed and agility for kids with, actual field turf from, Loyola University, and also partner with the IV hydration company, and also an oxygen bar. Just so it's a one-stop shop. You come in here, you work, you want to recover after you can recover. We got an infrared sauna in here. You just got the vibes in here too, so that's one of the biggest things that that I think is gonna make it.
I'm definitely about those vibes, man. I'm gonna have to come check that out for real.
It's the vibe, man. You gotta.
It's a vibe, man. Like you said, it's a vibe. Hey, you knew we couldn't let you get out of here, man, without a prediction. So October 30th. You got the 6-0. At that time, 7-0. Michigan State Spartans should be going against the 7-0 University of Michigan Wolverines. I need a prediction, points. So I know you got Michigan State, but I need the points.
Ooh, I mean, we got two high power offenses. I'm gonna have to go 31-34.
Ooh, that's a good. That's score.
I kept it close for you, Braylon. Yeah, 31-34. Mark my word.
I appreciate that. You know what? I like the 3-point win. I just like it to be the Michigan Wolverines. I'm gonna take Michigan Wolverines 45-42.
Oh, you guys are
big
scoring,
one.
man.
You guys take
Put up with
the
those
over.
defenses.
It's gonna be a high scoring game. I know that.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think so.
Hey, Tawan, give me the details. Where you got a website? Talk to me about where this is in Sterling Heights and who can come. When do you want people to come?
Yep, we're at 7979 19 Mile Road in Sterling Heights, Michigan. The Instagram is Transformation Lab with an underscore, and then Instagram, and then my Instagram is TJ_Spartan34. It's open to women be in shape, moms trying to get in shape. You have kids that's trying to build self-confidence, or trying to get an edge on the competition in here, or you got people just want to come in and work out and look good every single day. So it's open to pretty much everybody. Hit us up on Instagram, hit us up on my Instagram, and you'll find out all the details from there. Grand opening is this Saturday at 3 p.m.
Can Maz come?
Yeah.
Can Maz come? He said he wanted to come.
I want to be transformed without doing anything.
TJ's got you.
Without doing anything. That's great.
Hey, Tawan, thanks so much, my friend. Best of luck. And again, Transformation Lab, hit them up on Instagram.
Congrats on your success, man.
And
on
all that great stuff. 19 Mile Road in Sterling
We're
Heights.
happy for you.
Tawan, my friend Jones. All right.
And we both Jets, so you know what I'm saying? We got
That's it. You got that jet blood.
Gang green.
We good, right?
Gang green.
Damn, I wore green and white.
Hey, maybe we'll hit you back up week of the Michigan State game, all right?
All right, sounds good. Looking forward to it.
You got it. All right, thanks so much. All right, gang, we're going to take a break. Come right back. This is Armani and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
You know why realtors love using Hall Financial as a lender? Because of our commitment to speed and service. We have nearly 4,000 5-star reviews already. Call today, 248-308-5000, or go to callhallfirst.com.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Hey everybody, it's Maz. Let's talk about Underdog Fantasy. That's right. You know your fantasy team probably stinks like mine, and the season's basically over already. So why not do a brand new one every single week? And you could do one. You could draft a new team every week on Underdog Fantasy and win cash as well. Through their slick mobile app and user-friendly site, you could join a league and draft a team in minutes. Plus, teams at Underdog are going to give you some money. Put $10 in. They're going to give you $10 just by using the promo code WSN. So visit UnderdogFantasy.com, the App Store, or the Google Play Store. Sign up with the code WSN, deposit 10, and you get $10 free. All at Underdog Fantasy, promo code WSN.
You know what really sucks?
Is Maz Fantasy's football team?
That too. Maz's 20 fantasy football teams.
Just 5.
Excuse us.
It really sucks there's no baseball playoffs tonight. I mean, have these baseball playoffs been so great?
Yeah.
I mean,
They've been amazing.
every pitch is so stressful.
It is.
Isn't it?
Every at bat, every pitch, every hit, it's just been a great playoffs. I mean, the Braves closed out last night. They got it done 5-4. Brewers found some offense, but it wasn't enough for the pitching. And Freeman, oh man.
Hey, we got Freeman's home run. Check it out.
Oh,
Courtesy
yeah,
of
man. That was
TBS and Dan Orsillo. Don Orsillo.
Lefty on lefty.
Here it is.
The Brewers in a shift. It's a fly ball to center field. Lorenzo Cain going back at the wall. Freddie Freeman's left the yard and put the Braves on top in the bottom of the 8th with a solo shot to left center. They lead it 5-4 in Game 4 of the NLDS.
I got a question for you, man.
Off of Josh Hader too. Best closer.
I got a question for you. Where the hell was Christian Yelich?
He's just not the same guy anymore.
Not the same guy.
Where was he at?
Yeah, he's just
disappeared.
He doesn't play as much anymore.
One MVP and that was it.
He got injured. He dropped off. Who knows? Maybe PEDs. I really don't know. I don't know.
Because I liked him a lot.
I know. He totally fell off the face of the earth. The Dodgers got a win last night, a resounding win.
That win wasn't blowing last night.
Gabe Kapler and the San Francisco Giants 7-2. So that sets up a Game 5
Remember Gabe
tomorrow
Kapler
night.
when he first came up with the Tigers?
I'll never forget.
He had a K-Swiss deal.
Dude, I was an intern for the television station that I work at, and I remember going down there, and Bobby Higginson, I don't know why I remember this. It's so dumb.
Because you remember everything.
But Bobby Higginson comes out of the dugout with a glove and a ball and says, "Cat, want to get loose?" And so they just started playing catch in front of me. And I was just some, 20-year-old college intern from Michigan who was just so giddy that I was on the field at Tiger Stadium. Are you kidding me? Cat, you want to get loose?
I just remember Gabe Kapler for the K-Swiss commercials,
were
man.
like,
that's when they really.
It was a Hercules.
That's when they brought K-Swiss back, and they really were like pumping it hard, man. And he was pumping some iron, so he had the K-Swiss deals. But the Dodgers and Giants. You've talked about it all week, man. The Giants and Dodgers, best teams in baseball. 213 wins between the two of them. It's not fair. They need to change the baseball playoff as well as some others. They need reseeding because there's no reason why we should be watching the Dodgers and Giants play. But talking about the Dodgers and Giants, the Giants to me are a better team all around, but the Dodgers have that star power. They have all that. Like, they can turn it on at any time. They got shut out twice, but you saw last night they scored 7 runs, and they were just swinging the bats.
I'm definitely rooting for the Dodgers in this game.
Mookie.
Yeah, I don't like Gabe Kapler's style of managing. I don't like it when you're putting your closer in the 4th inning and putting the 7 guys on one side of the diamond and doing all this.
He's analytics all the way.
It's just you might as well just let the computer manage the game.
That's why the Phillies got rid of him. One of the reasons, but he comes over to San Francisco, a team that no one expected to do anything, and they win 107 games.
It's ridiculous.
And they're on the precipice of going to the NLCS with one more win, and I think it's good. We didn't talk about the Astros clobbering the White Sox.
Ooh.
The Astros, everyone hates the Astros. Guess what?
I don't.
They're back. Dusty Baker bringing another team back.
Can I just sidebar story to this baseball conversation? More of a sports. The other night when Max Scherzer was pitching in Los Angeles,
10 Ks,
I think was it the wild card game? I don't remember. But Juan Soto, his former teammate,
was cheering. I saw that.
His former teammate with the Washington Nationals was sitting in the front row. Excuse me, with his Washington Nationals jersey on.
Yeah,
like Juan Soto. I've never seen a player at a game as a fan in his own uniform.
He wasn't in his own uniform.
He was wearing Scherzer.
He was wearing Scherzer's
uniform.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was wearing Scherzer's.
And the other Washington National, I forgot who it was wearing
Trey Turner.
Was wearing Trey Turner's uniform. That's what they were wearing.
How great is that?
I went to the Michigan, the game, the infamous one that was 1 versus 2, the infamous
06.
Sean Crable face mask.
Personal foul.
Oh my God! And I had on Mike Hart's jersey, so I mean, I went back and wore Mike's jersey.
Okay.
But yeah, it was love. Going back to clobbering and going back to Houston and nobody liking Houston. I guarantee you, there's a player on the Houston team that everybody loves, whether they admit it out loud or not. They love him, and that's doggone Jose Altuve. Jesus Christ. I understand little man in size doesn't matter. But when you see him stand next to Judge, and then you see how he hits the ball consistently, and he hits the ball better than Giancarlo Stanton, better than Aaron Judge. Last night, 3 of 5. And with a home run. Jose Altuve is something special, man. It's ridiculous that someone that small can play bigger than all the big men in the game.
I could never look at him the same way.
After the cheating scandal?
Because the way he ran around those bases after he beat the Yankees and he held his jersey and he wouldn't touch his jersey till he ran into the dugout, changed out, took all the wires off his body, put on a T-shirt, and then when Ken Rosenthal interviewed him, he's like, "Oh, how come you didn't let your teammates rip your jersey off like they do?" "Oh, I'm very shy. My wife doesn't like when I do that." No, you had wires on your body, and you knew that ball was coming from Aroldis Chapman. You knew exactly where it was coming. Of course, they're not going to rip your jersey off. I just can't look at him the same way. But I will say this.
Well, thanks for just pooping on my story.
Right.
He just took a hot poop.
I'm going to root for them over the Sox. I can tell you that for sure. The Sox, I mean.
So what is your ideal World Series at this point?
Anything but Boston and L.A.
I'm going to tell you, mine is Boston and L.A.
Yeah,
that is my ideal.
I know.
That's me
Boston
too.
and L.A.
And that's what it's going to be.
But I mean, I think that would be the best World Series too.
That was the cheat World Series from 2 years ago. If you remember, the Red Sox cheated in that World Series. Alex Cora.
Oh, yeah.
And the Red Sox beat the Dodgers in 7 games.
Maz,
if you remember that.
What's it tell you about the cheating scandal?
That everybody's doing it?
That everybody is back with essentially
the same teams.
No, not the same teams.
Different players, different managers.
These players. You look at the Houston Astros. They're here in the American League Championship Series without Justin Verlander and without Garrett Cole. They're a worse baseball team than they were in the cheating scandal. Does that make you think that they are the rightful champion?
They are great.
No, but I'm telling you.
They never took it away from them. They didn't have to cheat.
But that's what I'm saying. As a fan, as a baseball fan,
no,
because they're right back here. Just
it's the same thing with the Patriots, though. It's the same thing with the Patriots, though. Every time the Patriots cheated, they revamped their teams. They brought in different receivers that you didn't know who the heck they were. They brought in different players. They fit roles, but because they had Belichick and they had Tom Brady, they kept winning anyway. Same thing.
Thanks to everybody who is on the YouTube chat right now. Mike says no Yankees on tonight. Oh, that's a.
Don't hurt, man.
What are you going to do, man?
Sorry, Maz.
They weren't good enough.
Also wanted to know if I was a beat writer for the Michigan Daily. I never took one broadcasting or journalism class in my life.
Michigan Daily.
And it shows.
and it shows. Clearly. Chuck says the Detroit versus Dodgers. I mean, Max Scherzer, obviously.
We were talking about who's
Max
still
Scherzer's
in
on
the
the
playoffs,
Dodgers. Yeah, either way. Oh, Boston, JD Martinez, they got all that stuff. So, yeah, baseball is interesting. I hate that. This is a perfect night, fellas, tonight, to go home and watch a movie or go home and do
Squid Game.
Oh, Squid Game.
Everybody's talking about Squid Game. I got to catch up, man.
Dude, 111 million people watch Squid Game.
Most ever.
And the one thing that's interesting about this is
what is it?
Nobody wanted it. It's gory, like
a Hunger Games.
Really, it's a Hunger Games type of thing.
You know what I'm watching? It's Wednesday night. NFL Network. They play the game of the week on Wednesday.
You're gonna rewatch
the game of the week. Yes, every Wednesday is the game of the week from the past weekend. I will watch it all the way, and they take they condense it. It's phenomenal,
bro. That's hard.
That's what I'm watching.
That's seriously
You're
hard.
my hero.
Yeah. I might even tape it and then watch it again before Sunday.
Wait, you're not gonna watch?
We got hockey coming on tonight.
Yeah,
I'll flip a little.
Wait, you're not gonna watch?
I got you covered, Fish.
Not gonna watch any Seinfeld episodes? Or
no, not tonight. Maybe when I go to bed, I always get a laugh. Larry, either Curb Your Enthusiasm or Seinfeld. That's about it.
There you go.
You need a laugh before you go to bed. You got to get a laugh in.
You got to go to sleep happy.
But yeah, NFL Network tonight, game of the week.
If you are listening on the Roar 99.1, 93.5, 94.7 HD2 FM, we certainly appreciate it. We are tape delayed on the radio from 6 to 8:30 p.m. If you want to watch us live, you can do so on YouTube and Twitter from 2 to 4 p.m. If you want to just watch us on your TV, just voice into your remote. Woodward Sports Network on YouTube.
There it is.
There it is. We'll pop right up.
Hey, it's got to be the Browns and Chargers tonight, right?
Game of the week.
It's got to be.
Trying
Can't
to
wait.
think. What about Lamar Jackson?
Lamar Jackson's game?
Yeah, but I saw that one already.
But that could be the game of the week.
Nah, it's not going to beat the Browns. They're putting the Browns on. Browns Chargers.
Let us know,
Give
man.
it to me.
Text us.
You got it, man.
He's got to win some
I already got
games,
the Monday night game on DVR anyway.
Bottom line videos of the day. Some good ones today. And one that has Maz.
I sent some good ones in.
I mean, Maz was all over this one video, and I think you know who it involves. Number 2. We'll have it for you next.
Woodward Sports Network, or Miami Network's The Bottom Line.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Hey, everybody, start a new career in an industry that's always essential, the heating and cooling industry. Learn more right now by visiting northwesterntech.edu.
All right, it's a segment we do here. It's still fun if you're doing audio only, but if you want to watch them, these videos are great. We put them together every day. Tom Mazaway has
and
some
by
fun.
we mean Maz.
Well, part of the show. We here at the Woodward Sports Bottom Line program, as we like to say.
It is a we thing.
The bottom line videos of the day. Tom Mazaway, I defer to you, my friend.
Well, tonight is a great night for Yankee fans. Even though they're not in the playoffs, we could live in the past like we have to for the past 20 years. Let's go 20 years ago. It's the A's and the Yankees. It's Derek Jeter saving the day. Jeremy Giambi trying to score another run. Derek Jeter says, not this time. Tom Brenneman on the call. Before he touched home plate.
Man. And that's before replay, too.
Yep.
So hell of a call by the umpire there.
He missed that one. That was
absolutely.
And one idiot left that guy off his Hall of Fame ballot.
I don't like that. I seriously don't. That guy should have his ballot revoked.
No doubt about it.
What they need to do is they need to start placing the votes where they put the name on them. Because right now, they're all anonymous votes. They need to put their names on the votes. That way, if you want to be that doucher,
100.
You gotta be
100.
Hey, guys, last night was the first night ESPN got the NHL back in over 7 years. I think it was 6,000 days.
2004?
Yep, it's a long time. They had Justin Bieber voice a 6-minute
it was so good.
So good.
It was like
I want
a 6-minute essay.
It was. You guys got to go back and watch it. It's on Twitter. You could follow. It's on my Twitter. It's on. You could easily find it. Last night's NHL opening. But we're going to play a couple of minutes part of this for you because we don't want to get pulled down by anybody here. God forbid. So here we go. This was last night. Justin Bieber voicing the ESPN. Welcome back to the NHL.
Peace out for the final time.
For 17 years, Bob Christensen's masterpiece has sat in silence. An entire generation of hockey fans, unaware of its majesty.
Oh man, what is this? Is this the NFL song?
The Olympics? No. What is that?
But music transcends. It has the power to transport a feeling from once upon a time to today.
Over 6,000 days since the last NHL game on ESPN, and it's just great it's coming back.
Marriage in music is forever. When a moment has found a match, it's impossible to hear anything else. Tonight, the NHL is back on ESPN. Harmony at last.
Where you been, my old friend?
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Look at Barry Melrose. This is the guy that made this famous song. And Art, you could pull it on down when they start the music here. And you know it, you guys know it.
There you go.
Dude, it was so good. It was just
so
good.
Freaking good.
I wanted to hear you do it. It's because I wanted to be in tune with you.
So good.
Sorry for everybody listening on
By the way,
radio.
Darren McCarty made the opening video on this. Just want you to know.
How
He was
great is
one of
that?
the highlights.
Oh,
of
wow.
course, him beating Ron Hextall and the Flyers.
Of course
in
he
Game
is.
4.
Of course he is.
So that was awesome. Tonight is TNT's turn. So we're going to play a little bit. This is for tonight. This is the new TNT Studios. Ryan, tell me if you've ever seen a studio that looks this good. Check it out.
2021-2022 NHL season is officially underway here on TNT, and what better way to get things started than to show you the brand new studio. The show starts now. All hockey, all the time. Liam, what do you think?
This is amazing. I'm claiming this one right here. This is beautiful.
This isn't just a desk. How about a giant sheet of ice, too?
This is fantastic. I mean, the ice looks real.
I don't know if it looks real, but it does look good, and who's to say? Maybe we'll see Biz Nasty getting dangled by Wayne Gretzky live on the air. This state-of-the-art studio will be your home of NHL hockey here on TNT, and the analysts aren't stuck behind a desk. They're going to get up and show us the plays firsthand as they happen on the ice. 50-foot TVs, the best gear, the best crew, and of course, the best talent on the air. This is NHL on TNT.
Pretty cool.
You know whose voice that sounded like? Art.
It did, though, a little bit.
It sounded like your voice, dude. Were you doing a little freelance work?
TNT. There we go.
Right.
No, that sounded like Dragon Ball Z.
Next, Dragon Ball.
D-Mac wants a gig on that TNT studio show.
He probably could get one.
He should get one.
Goku make it in time.
So that's tonight. So there you are. You all caught up on hockey. By the way, I want to wish a happy 40th birthday to one of our listeners, Chris Steele. He's a man. He's 40.
That was one of the greatest things when I turned 40. That was one of the first things I said. I'm a man. I'm 40.
So a happy birthday shout out to
a little
Chris.
over a year.
We leave you with one more. This is basketball. This was awesome. Back in 1979, Magic Johnson versus Larry Bird, obviously. They were the first round. They were the first picks, the Lakers and Celtics. How about Magic Johnson's first game as a Laker? Remember?
He hugged
Do you remember
Kareem,
this?
and Kareem almost
This is how it
beat him
went.
up.
This was in 1979 as of yesterday. Check it out.
This man has a smile that lights up a television screen from here to Bangor, Maine.
Show up. It is not going to be easy, is it?
That's the first thing they ask when they arrive. There's the big redhead on the play.
Johnson cuts inside now and hits the layup. 44-31. And you somehow get the feeling that the Lakers, with all their talent, are going to claw their way back into this. Intercepted by Magic. And here he comes from behind the back, a fake. Oh, the pass. Here we go. Johnson back to Kareem. And, Free has it stolen, and here it comes. And you get the feeling that sooner or later it'll be all his show. Ford sends it to Kareem. Sky hook up and good. Lakers win. And Magic Johnson is out there celebrating like they just won the
So funny.
How about that, huh?
Kareem was pissed.
Kareem's looking at him like, hey, kid, this is game 1 of 82. Plus, we got to play in the playoffs. By the way, they won the championship.
Paul Westfall, right?
Yes.
Or Paul Westhead?
Paul Westhead.
Westhead, yeah.
Paul Westhead.
And how about Brent Musburger?
Oh.
You are looking live.
So great.
Yeah.
He's got a smile from here to Bangor, Maine.
Man, he was good.
The fabulous forum.
That's so
Magic
good.
was so
Inglewood.
clean. So Showtime Lakers, man.
You see that?
That was a thing of beauty, man.
That was beauty.
a thing of beauty.
Now, I got to tell you, best 30 for 30 out there is Celtics Lakers.
Oh, yeah. Ice Cube and Donnie Wahlberg.
It's a 3-parter,
Yeah.
and I might watch that tonight.
Yeah, it came out 2014.
I think the best 30 for 30 is June 17th, 1994.
That's good. OJ?
That's the OJ one. All the things that happened on that day.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No narrator, no host, just raw live footage.
That was
as
great.
It happened.
They're all
great.
good.
Yeah.
It's tough to beat because they're all darn good.
Celtics Lakers. Top of the
85
line.
Bears, 4 Falls in Buffalo.
The Gretzky
Doc
trade,
Darryl.
that was good too.
Oh,
That was
he
the
was
first
crying.
one,
Yeah, that was tough.
Hey, gang, this has been absolutely fun.
Bad
so
boys.
I'm out tomorrow. You guys holding down the fort? You crying, but don't
Of course
cry.
we're going to hold down the
T.
fort, man.
Foss in the house
We're going
tomorrow.
to represent for you,
Foster in
man.
the house for tomorrow.
We're going to represent for you, man. I
Absolutely.
might even sit over there, man.
You should,
I might
man.
take the lead, man.
Do it.
You could sit right there and take the lead.
Get my
You can sit
shoulders
there
right.
and take the lead, too.
But I'm going to miss you, though, man.
I'm going to miss you.
We're going to miss
We're
you.
going to be good, though, man. We'll take
Yeah,
the lead for
good.
you, man. Me, Maz, T-Falls.
Just because you're gassed, you got to quit on
We got
us.
this thing, man.
He's gassed, so he's got to quit on us.
Nah, ain't no quitting this guy.
No, ain't no quitting me.
I know
got
that.
I got a doctor appointment. I got to take
Oh,
one of my
yeah.
Is that
kids
the
to.
Karate Kid you
Yeah.
was just doing over there? Or is this
I'm ready.
I don't know what
Hey,
the
if you're
hell that
listening
was.
on 99.1, 93.5 The Roar, we certainly appreciate it. 94.7 HD2 FM. We are live from 2 to 4 on Woodward Sports Network, which is you can watch on YouTube, on Twitter, and, of course, get us anywhere where podcasts are found after that.
Hey, man, if you're watching us, man, you like us, man, keep it going. Tell a friend, tell somebody. If you're watching us and you don't like us, tell us why. Maybe we fix it, maybe we don't. But this is what we do. This is Edwards Entertainment. This is Maz Art. You will be out tomorrow, but we will hold it down. Alex, let's keep doing this thing, man. Woodward Sports Network, Armani Networks, the bottom line.
Hey, Darren.
What's up, man?
Wait, you don't remember me.
Sorry, man. I meet a lot of people, but your face looks familiar.
Front row, the Joe, section 112.
You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific.
I think I have an idea. Boys, bring it in. You suck, McCarty.
All right, bro. Old habits die hard, but I do remember you.